read you some words from the Japanese writer Haruki Murakami. And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm is all about. So we're all in this global pandemic storm together. We all walk in and out of storms through our lives all the time, but this one we're walking in together, and we will walk out as different people. So my question is, who do you want to walk out of this storm as? The muscles that we use the most, the muscles we train, are the ones that get stronger. So what muscles, what behaviors are you using through this time? Whether this time feels like just a little bit of a pause for you in your life, or whether your life is irrevocably changed because of the pandemic. What muscles, what behaviors are you reinforcing? Today in our physical yoga practice, we are going to work the leg muscles in particular, a bunch of muscles, but mainly the leg muscles. So I want us to think about using this really big group of muscles today as a metaphor for what group of muscles, what behaviors, what attitudes we want to strengthen, so that when we walk out of this storm, at some point, we will be a changed person using those behaviors, those attitudes, those muscles. Find a seat that feels just right for you and close your eyes. Tune into the sound and the feel of your breath. And then tune into what you have been using to help you through these weeks of the pandemic that has affected us here where you live in your daily life. Are those coping strategies, behaviors, attitudes, the ones that you want to keep reinforcing? If the answer is yes, carry on. If the answer is no, or yes, and, or yes, but, then think about what other behaviors you can begin to train. Bring your hands together at your heart and make a commitment to train the muscles, use the muscles, work with the muscles, the behaviors, the attitudes, the coping strategies that help you be the person you want to be. Bow gently to your heart. And then as you exhale, release your hands down, lift your head up, and then gently open your eyes. If you want to follow along with the playlist on your own, it's on Spotify. Look for me, EDYM428 on Spotify. Today's playlist is titled Virtual Yoga 4/21. You can go ahead and press play now or tap play on that. And then we're going to start standing in a wide leg stance. So come on up to stand and find a wide leg stance on your mat. So it's early in the practice. Don't make it so wide that you feel pain anywhere. Just widen your feet out to a place that feels right for you. And here, think about how you can relax down into your legs, maybe even lock the knees out, maybe let the inner edges of the feet lift up as you press into the outer edges, And then let's try to bring some leg muscles online here. So press the inner edges of the feet down, maybe even lift the outer edges up just a little bit, or have that action of lifting up. Make the quadricep muscles strong. So think about drawing your kneecap up. Instead of sinking down and locking the knees out, a tiny bend into the knees. Strong legs here. Pull in and up through the belly, pull down a little bit through the glutes, and then as you inhale, sweep the arms out, take them up overhead, interlace your fingers here. I like to leave my index fingers pointing up, but you can have all of them interlaced if you like. So make the arms strong now, squeeze the biceps near your ears, take a breath in, make sure your legs are still working. As you exhale, arc over to the right. Push down into that left leg, reach over to the right through the left arm. Take a breath in here. You're going to stay reaching to the right, but also bow forward just a little bit. So the stretch comes more along the back body on the left side. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale over to the left. So again, push down a lot into the right leg. Keep the quads working, not relaxed. Reach over through the right arm. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, bow over to the left, but also a little bit forward. And then inhale all the way back up. Exhale, sweep your arms out. We'll come into a horse stance here. So that means the heels come in a little bit, toes point out at about 45-degree angles, bend the knees, bring your hands just above your knees. So here, your hips will move back and your shoulders come forward. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, twist to the right. So dip the right shoulder forward, pull the left, dip the left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Inhale to the middle, exhale, twist left. Inhale, twist to the right. Inhale, middle, exhale, left. Inhale, one more time to the right. Inhale, middle, one more time to the left. And then inhale to the middle and rise up to stand. Square your feet back off, straighten the legs. So here, we're going to bring the hands to the hips. This time, shoulders will stack right over the hips, trying to keep that one plane here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, side lunge into your right knee. So it's early in the practice. Try not to lean forward and poke your butt back, but keep your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, right. Inhale, exhale, left. Inhale, one more time to the right, just warming up the legs. And one more time to the left. And then inhale, come to the middle. Take your arms up overhead, interlace those fingers again, this time a back bend. Open up the chest as you lean back. Keep the legs strong, and then exhale, forward bend all the way over, hands down to the floor, or hands on blocks, or whatever works as a block for you, and fold over. Deep, steady breath here. It's easy to let the legs relax here, but you want to keep that little bit of muscle tension across the quads. And now walk your hands around to the front of your mat, so you're in lunge. And from lunge, step back to downward dog. Take a few breaths to pedal the legs out, bending one knee while you sink the opposite heel back and forth. And then press both heels back. Lift up through the sitting bones, look forward at the front of your mat, inhale forward into plank, and as you exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, lift up, exhale, lower down to your mat. Stretch your arms out in front, pull the belly up, inhale, lift arms and legs, exhale, lower down. 5 more. Inhale with the breath, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, float down. Last one, lift up. And then exhale all the way down. Press back to a child's pose. Take your knees wide. Lower your forehead to the mat or close to the mat. Now is a good time to start Ujjayi breath, a little toning in your throat. So you hear your inhales and hear your exhales. Good, and now lift up to downward facing dog. Walk your feet to the front of your mat and fold over your legs. Make sure your toes are on the same starting line here. Fold over. Move your head around a little bit, let it relax. Loosen up the muscles on the back of the neck. And then inhale, rise to stand. Sweep the arms out, lift them up overhead, palms together, and then exhale, hands to your heart. What muscles do you want to strengthen? Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen out. Move with your breath, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, lunge the right foot to the front of your mat. Come up to warrior 2. So we'll come into warrior ladder here. We'll climb the ladder and then climb back down and then do some other things once we get to the bottom. So from warrior 2, find the strength in that front leg. You can take some of the weight out of the front leg by charging up the back quad, instead of letting the back leg relax, put energy into it. Warrior 2. Take a breath in as you exhale, warrior 1. So you'll have to reset your feet a little bit. Take both arms up overhead, lift up. Front knee is still coming forward, right over the ankle. Take a breath in here. Exhale, warrior 3. Find your balance on your right leg. Lift your left leg up to about hip height. Really stay charged into that left leg. Breath in here. As you exhale, gently step back to warrior 1. We're going back down the ladder now. Exhale, open out to warrior 2. Widen your feet apart a little bit. Let that front leg work for you. Humble warrior, take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, fold down inside the front leg. Bring your hands away from your back as you fold over. Stay with that strength in the front leg. Inhale, lift your torso up. From here, we're going into Garudasana, eagle pose. So we'll stand on that right leg, keep a little bend into the right knee, cross the left leg on top, cross the left arm under. Eagle, wrapping here, still keeping that bend into the right knee. We'll do a little cat and cow here in this pose. Take a breath in as you exhale, reach the elbows forward, pull the belly back, tuck the tail under. Inhale, cow pose. Tailbone goes back, elbows pull back towards the shoulders. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Open up to a star shape. Take your left leg out to the left. Both arms out to the sides, and then left foot meets the right foot, hands come home to your heart. Take a moment, feel the 2 sides of your body. And then we will work on the left side. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen out. Make your way through your vinyasa. So make the vinyasa be what you need for it to be, which can mean skipping it all together. From downward facing dog, inhale, left leg back and up behind you. Exhale, lunge it to the front of your mat. Warrior two. Open the arms out, front and back. Charge up the back leg. Let the front leg marinate a little bit here. Front knee right over the ankle. Take a breath in as you exhale, warrior one. Take both arms up overhead, bring the back foot in just a little bit. This is a back bend. As much as the front knee comes forward, the heart lifts up and back. Breath in here, exhale, warrior three. A lot of strength is happening in the left leg. Let it hold you, left leg, left hip. Breath in as you exhale back to warrior one. Rise up as much as the front knee comes forward. Take the back bend. Inhale back up. Exhale warrior two. Open back out. Take your hands behind your back. Put the other thumb on top when you interlace. Pull your shoulders back. Exhale, bow inside your front leg. Bring your hands away from your back. Keep that front knee right over your ankle. I know you're feeling those quadricep muscles. Let yourself go there, strengthening. Keep your legs as they are. As you inhale, lift your torso up, and we'll go to eagle pose, standing on the left leg, cross the right leg on top, cross the right arm under. Palms or backs of the hands touch each other. Maybe lower your hips down just a little bit. Take a breath in here. Exhale, cat pose in eagle. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale. Inhale. Last cat. Last cow. Open up into a star shape. Right leg goes out to the right. Both arms up high. Exhale, foot comes down, hands come to your heart. We're gonna move on now. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, lengthen out. Make your way through your vinyasa, using your breath to guide you. From downward dog, look up at the front of your mat, and you can walk your feet up. You can take 2 big steps or maybe a hop up to the front of your mat. Nice. And then inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. Here, we're going to stand on the right foot and bend the left knee. Reach back with your left hand or a strap. We're going to be in this configuration for a while. So if you need the strap or something that's like a strap, use that. Maybe watch me on this first one. We're going to do 5 dips here. So I'm going to take my right arm in front, excuse me, as a counterbalance. On my inhale, I'm going to lower down, and on my exhale, lift back up. So you only want to go as far down as you're going to have the energy to lift back up. So some of you will be able to put that left kneecap on the floor. For some of us, the dip will be small. Let's do 5 together. Inhale, dip down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, get low. Last one, maybe your lowest. Lift back up. Standing pigeon pose. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Take your hips down and back. Take your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers and then lift the hands up away from your back. Think about reaching your chest a little bit more forward here. Stay with that feeling in the right leg. And then inhale, stand up tall, left foot comes down to the ground. Exhale, forward bend, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen out. Take your vinyasa, plant your hands. Move your feet to the back of your mat. Use your breath to guide you through. From downward dog, inhale, right leg high behind you. As you exhale, lunge that right foot to the front center of your mat. So instead of the right foot being on the right side, have it right at the center. Inhale, rise up, high crescent pose. Lift up, front knee right over the ankle. Maybe lower your hips down a little bit. Moving into the muscles you want to strengthen. On the front of your leg, high crescent pose, lift up. On an exhale, come out to warrior three. One breath in here as you exhale, half moon pose. Right fingers to the ground, left fingers to the sky. Roll the left side body up. And then as you exhale, grounded warrior three. So left fingers come to the ground, right fingers are already on the ground. Pull the left hip down, left toes point down towards the floor. Here we'll take 3 Shiva squats. So we're gonna bend that right knee and tuck the left knee behind it. We want the left shin to be parallel to the ground, maybe just kissing the ground. Inhale, bend the right knee, tuck the left knee behind it. Exhale, back up to grounded warrior three. 2 more. Inhale, get low. Exhale, stretch out. Last one, we're gonna stay low and come to a sit on our mats. So you'll have your right kneecap pointing up, left kneecap pointing forward. Take your right hand behind you. Left arm up, deep breath in. As you exhale, twist around to the right. Rotate, look back over your right shoulder. Keep that deep, steady breath here as you open up the sides and the back of your torso. On an inhale, release. You're gonna bring your hands around off the left long side of your mat and step your left foot back to a wide leg stance. There you go. 6 side lunges. So here you can get really low if you like, or you can stay high. 6 total, 3 each side. Count for yourself, back and forth, or just you don't have to count, just keep going. I'll let you know when it's time to stop. Try to get into the inner thighs a little bit here. Maybe feel those quadriceps working again. And when you finish the 6, or about right now, just straighten both legs and fold down into your forward bend. We're gonna stay here for a couple of breaths. So if there's some of you who want to take an inversion from here, you can do that. Headstand is the most readily available inversion from here. So if you love headstand, now's the time to get there. Otherwise, just work on lengthening the back of the body. Even in the forward bend, you want to keep a little quad action happening. I see you, you're looking great. Yes. Good. If you're upside down, start to, with as much control as you can muster, bring your feet back down to the ground. And then we'll all walk our hands back to the front of the mat, coming into lunge. And from there, one leg dog, take your right leg back and up behind you, and then one leg vinyasa. That's an option, always. Once you get to downward dog, bring your feet to the top of your mat, however you like to get them up there, maybe trying the hop. And then inhale, rise up to stand, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, second side, we stand on the left leg, bend the right knee, reach back with the right hand and grab the right foot. And then you'll take that left arm out in front of you as a counterbalance. 5 times, we dip down and lift up. Inhale takes us down, exhale lifts us up. Here we go. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Get low. Use the exhale to lift you. Last one, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Standing pigeon pose, figure 4, take your hips back. Sweep your arms back behind you, interlace with the thumb on the top that you're not used to. Lift your shoulders up, bring your chest forward, maybe sit just a little bit lower here. And then inhale, rise all the way up, arms up overhead, exhale, forward bend, dive down. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, take your vinyasa. From downward dog, inhale, left leg to the sky, lift it up. Exhale, lunge it to the front of your mat. We'll come into high crescent pose. Maybe lowering the hips a little bit, knowing that we're strengthening these muscles to hold us. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, warrior 3. Launch forward, hold that warrior 3. On an exhale, half moon pose. Left fingers to the floor, right fingers up to the sky, right hip opens up, right toes point out to the right. And then on an exhale, grounded warrior 3. So all fingertips on the floor or blocks. Get the hips square. Then we'll do 3 Shiva squats here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bend the left knee, tuck the right knee behind it. Inhale, stretch the right leg back. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach back. Last one, pull in, and then we'll take a seat here, working into Ardha Matsyendrasana 1. Left hand goes behind, right arm up, sit tall. And as you exhale, twist. Bring your right arm to the left leg and rotate around. Look back over your left shoulder. Deep breaths here as you steady into the twist. And then on your inhale, release the twist. Walk your hands all the way around to the right long side of your mat. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Landing in a wide leg, standing forward bend. Good, you got it. This time we'll twist here. So lengthen your spine out so the front body is parallel to the ground. Right underneath your face, put your right fingers onto the ground. Take your left hand to your low back. Keep the spine long. As you inhale, twist around to the left. Lift the left shoulder up. You have options with that left arm. You can take it straight up into the air. Maybe wrap the hand around into the opposite hip crease. Rotating around, just working on the twist for the back here. Good, you got it. Use your inhale to release. Both hands down to the floor. Left hand comes to the floor, about underneath your face. Right hand to your low back. Inhale, make sure your spine is long, and then twist around to the right, lifting that right shoulder up, maybe right arm up, maybe finding your opposite hip crease as you rotate around. And then inhale, release, hands down to the ground. We'll take a couple more breaths just to fold over the legs. Make sure you're still strong into the legs though, not dumping down into the feet or the ankles. Good, walk your hands back around to the front of your mat. Step back, one leg dog, one leg flow. All right, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs. Inhale, rise up. Big breath in, stand tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll come into chair pose here. Take your hips down and lift your arms up. You can't do a leg strengthening practice without at least one chair pose. Exhale, hands to your heart. You're going to hold the chair, but add a twist. Twist around to the right. Bring your left arm across and twist here. You're going to pull all your weight into your right leg. Lift your left heel up towards your left hip. Slowly stretch the left leg to the back of your mat. Hover the foot off the mat if you can. And then finally lower the ball of the foot down. Twist around a little bit more. And then on your inhale, release your hands down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. From plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high behind you. Exhale, lunge it to the front of your mat. High crescent pose again. Rise up, bending into the front knee, lowering the hips, finding the back bend. Inhale, back up. Lower your back heel down to the ground. Straighten the front leg. Parsvottanasana. Your hands come behind your back here. So your hands can come behind your back into resting on your waist, maybe holding your elbows, maybe a reverse prayer here. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, bow forward. You're going to keep bowing forward. Release your hands down to the floor. We'll prepare for Revolved Triangle Pose. Pull your left hip down a little bit. Bring your left hand closer to your right foot, maybe even taking it on the outside of the foot. Right hand to the right hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine out. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Pull the right shoulder back, maybe right hand up into the air. Revolving triangle pose. Yes, beautiful. And then as you inhale, release. Hands down, bend into the front knee. Bring your right arm to the inside of the right leg and walk your hands over to the left a little bit. So we're going to come into a variation of lizard pose. Hands over to the left. Keep the back knee lifted. As you inhale, bend the arms, lower down. Exhale, straighten the arms. Arms are just doing push-ups. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Two more. Get low and high. And last one, we go low and then lift up. Now you can put your back knee on the ground. Bring your right palm to the inside of that right leg. Probably not right on the knee, but just below the knee or above the knee. Press the knee away and then take a back bend here. Curl back through the shoulder blades. Take your head back. Lift your heart up. And then inhale, release, hands down either side of the front leg. One leg dog, lift your right leg back and up behind you. One leg flow. And then from downward dog, bring your right foot back up to the front of your mat. We're almost done with this flow here. High crescent pose. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Twist around to the right again. We're going to go into an arm balance here. So the easiest way to get into the arm balance is to bring the left foot forward to meet the right foot. Revolved chair pose, and then take a revolved crow. Harder is to keep the left leg at the back of the mat. Take your hands down to the floor, lean over into your hands, come into Ekapada Kundanyasana 1, stretching your right leg out to the left, and then lifting that back leg off the floor. Any variations of arm poses here? Strengthening those muscles. You got it, Lisa. You're right there. Maybe pull that back foot in a little bit to help. Good job. Okay, so we gotta get back to the front of our mats. However you want to get there, we'll just stand on up at the front of the mat. Hands to your heart. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down and lift up at the same time. Exhale, hands to your heart. Twist to the left this time. Left arm comes, right arm comes across, left elbow points up. Shift all your weight into your left foot. Pull your right heel up towards the right hip, and then slowly reach your leg to the back of the mat. And then lower the foot down. One more breath here in the twist. And then inhale, release. Hands down, step back to plank pose. Steady and strong in your plank. Exhale, takes you down, chaturanga. Inhale, lifts you up into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg, back it up. Exhale, lunge your foot to the front of your mat. High crescent pose. As much as the front knee comes forward, the heart lifts up and you take a back bend here. Inhale, back up. Lower your back heel to the mat and straighten the front leg. Parsvottanasana, hands come behind the back. Listen to wrists and elbows. Draw your left hip back and your right hip forward. Instead of letting that left leg relax here, put a little bend into the knee, pull the kneecap up, make the quads work. Deep breath in, exhale, forward bend. Folding over your leg. Keep the forward bend, release your hands down to the mat. And we'll set up for revolved triangle pose here. Bring your right hand closer to your left foot, maybe on the outside, left hand to your low back. Pull your left hip back and your right hip a little bit forward. Inhale to lengthen out, and then exhale, twist around, maybe taking your hand up into the air, maybe taking your gaze up past your left hand. Good, you got it. Inhale, release, hands down. Bring your left arm to the inside of your left leg and walk your hands off to the right. We'll take 5 push-ups here. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, go low. And then lift up. Lower your back knee down to the mat. And then take your left palm to the inside of that left thigh. Push the thigh away from you as you pull both shoulders back and lean back into a back bend, letting your chest lift up and open. And then inhale, release. Hands down right at the front of your mat. Step your left leg back for a one-leg vinyasa, or whatever vinyasa you like. All right, lunge your left foot back up to the front of your mat and come up to high crescent pose. Exhale, hands to your heart, twist around to the left. So the twist is a key component of this pose. It's going to be easier to get into an arm balance, Revolve Crow pose, if you bring your back foot forward to meet your front foot. And then stretch your hands to the ground, lean over into Revolve Crow. If you want to come straight from here with the lunge stance into Ekapada Kundanyasana 1, bring your hands down to the ground, lean over into your hands, bend the elbows, stretch the left leg over to the right, and then lift up through the back leg. That's it. I see air under those feet. Let's meet back up at the front of the mat. However you get there, we'll just stand up at the front of the mat. Hands to your heart. Inhale, take your arms up high. Exhale, float down low. Inhale, lengthen out. We're going to meet on our bellies. So however you want to roll down to your belly or take your vinyasa to get there. All right, front your belly, bend both knees, reach back with your hands, grab your feet and just stretch out the quads here. They've done some good work for us today, but they're not done, just FYI. About 2 more breaths here, opening up the front of the thighs. And then we'll turn this into a back bend bow pose. So either keep holding onto your feet or slide your hands down to your ankles. Lift your belly up. Give just a little bit of a tuck to your tail. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lift away from the floor. Pull the muscles on the upper back to work. Use the muscles in the quads. Press your feet back into your hands, lifting up here, squeezing the inner knees towards one another. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower down to the floor. Stretch the legs back, widen them out a little bit, and shift your hips side to side. So we're going to go into a pigeon pose here. For those of you who like a reclining pigeon, you have more control over the pose there. Just roll over onto your back. If you want to come into regular pigeon, come into downward dog, and then bring your right leg to the front of your mat, right shin, angling across the front of the mat. And then when you're ready, you'll lower down. If you've rolled onto your back for the reclining pigeon, you cross your right ankle over your left knee and pull your left thigh in. I'll show you what that looks like. Reclining pigeon here, or regular pigeon. Keep your breath steady here and stay focused on your breath. When we hold a pose for a longer time, it can get really easy just to let the mind wander off. But if one of the things that you want to strengthen during this time is being present. This is a great way to practice. With a static hold pose, keeping your mind on sensation, on breath. If you're in a regular pigeon, start to walk your hands up just a little bit, pull your belly in, bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand, grab your foot and hug your heel in. If you're in the reclining pigeon, you're gonna roll over to your side and then roll over to your right side and then bend your left knee and get a left quad stretch. So that would look like this. All right, let's exhale, let that go. If you're going for the regular pigeon, you'll step back to downward dog. If you're going for reclining pigeon, come back to your back. Left leg comes to the front of the mat for the regular pigeon, and then you lower down. For the reclining pigeon, left ankle goes across the top of the right knee. What do you want to strengthen? And let's add a quad stretch in here. So from regular pigeon, lift up. Make sure your core is working here so you don't dump into your low back. Bend your right knee, pull your right heel in towards your hip. Or from the reclining pigeon, roll onto your left side, bend that right knee, getting the quad stretch. All right, exhale, release, stretch your leg back. We'll step back to downward dog for the last time. If you're on your back, you're gonna stay on your back because the rest of us are gonna meet you there. You have one last flow opportunity here, or just come on down to your back, however you wanna get there. Two back bends here. The first one is a bridge pose. The second one is a wheel pose or yogi's choice. So for bridge pose, knees are bent, soles of the feet on the mat, really root into the floor. Before you lift your hips up, draw your shoulder blades towards one another on your back so you feel your chest starting to lift up. Push down into your feet, into your arms, into the back of your head. Lift your hips up, maybe interlace the fingers and pull the shoulders underneath. Use that quad strength here and a little bit of glute strength to stretch out across the front of the body, lifting up, opening your heart. Maybe that's what you're trying to strengthen is heart opening. And then as you're ready, exhale and lower down. Supta Baddha Konasana. So this is reclining cobbler's pose, soles of the feet together, knees wide. This is supposed to be a relaxing pose between the back bends, but if this is not relaxing for you, just keep the soles of your feet on the floor and maybe let the inner knees fall into one another. Second back bend is wheel, or if you want to return to a bridge pose or any other back bend, like fish pose, for example, you can do that. If you want to come with me into wheel, set your feet just like you did in bridge. Take your hands on either side of your head. Fingernails just tucked under the shoulders, elbows pointing up or maybe flaring out a little bit if you can't get them to point straight up. Take a breath in as you exhale. Push into feet, push into hands, lift yourself up. Maybe walk your feet in a little bit, maybe rocking, whatever feels good for you here. Deep, steady breaths. And then lower all the way down. Beautiful. Stretch both legs out long onto your mat. Stretch your arms overhead. So grow your body out a little bit here. Yeah, you got it. Sweep your arms out along the floor. When your hands get down to your hips, hug your knees into your chest and rock across your back, side to side. All of the strengthening of the body of this practice has already happened. So you can let go of that Ujjayi breath if you've been using that pranayama. Keep holding your right knee. Stretch your left leg out long on the mat. Hold the right knee with your left hand. Take your right arm out to the right. Deep breath in, and then use the whole length of the exhale to draw that right knee over to the left, and then just settle into your posture. Train your mind on sensation in your body. Where do you feel length? Let this feel good. If this is painful or intense for you, back off of the twist a little bit. And then inhale, bring your knee back up. And we'll hug both knees in again. Rock across the back a few times and notice what that feels like. This time, keep your left knee drawn in. Stretch your right leg all the way out on the mat. Hold the left knee with the right hand. Stretch the left arm out to the left. And then on an exhale, twist. Use that exhale to slowly take the knee over to the side and then just settle in. Don't get caught up in having both your shoulder and your inner knee on the ground. Just let your body settle at whatever angle works for it. Keep your mind connected to what you're feeling. If you've got a very bendy body and you're not feeling much in this pose, keep your mind connected to your breath. Inhale, bring your knee back up and hug both knees in again. This time we'll take a happy baby pose. So widen those legs out, reach up, grab onto your feet. I'm not even looking at your images here, so if your image is even showing, focus on where you're feeling the pose. Focus on your breath, making a connection of mind and body. Take a breath in here, and then as you exhale, stretch out long onto your mat. If you need an inversion, now's the time. That can be a shoulder stand, probably. Or if you want some other inversion, you're welcome to go for that here. We should be getting close, or if you're not at the last song on the playlist, go ahead and fast forward to Moon Magic. That's the last song there. If you're in silence, just allow yourself to hear the breath. And then to usher us into a deeper state of relaxation, we'll take 3 cleansing breaths together. So with me, big inhale through your nose, softly sigh out through your mouth. Deep inhale, really pulling the breath all the way in. Exhale, softly allow it to go. Last one, invite the breath all the way in, and then let it go. Soften across your face into your brow, your eyes, across your cheeks and lips and jaw. Swallow to clear your throat. Let the muscles around the neck relax. Let your shoulders sink into the floor. Let the back body soften into the floor. Let the arms and legs relax. And then you'll just be easy here in your body for a few more moments. Begin to deepen your breath to start drawing you out of Shavasana. This is like coming out of the storm. You won't be the same person you were when you walked into the storm. So deepen your breath, move your body gently, reawaken it. Stretch out however you like. And then on an exhale, roll to your side and come up to a seat. Draw your hands together in Anjali Mudra. I hope as you go through your day, as we go through this time of sheltering in place, this time of being alone together, that we're able to strengthen the muscles, strengthen the behavior that we need so that we can walk out of this storm being the people that we want to be. Let's take one moment here to offer our gratitude, to offer the energy of our hearts to those who are working to keep us safe, those who are working to keep us supplied, those who are healing the sick, those who are taking care of one another. The strength in me bows to the strength in you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.